11,
Everybody ready?
11, 12.
No, they're not ready.
Yeah,
They can't
14,
be ready.
15, you good?
Yep.
Okay.
Ready.
You played a lot of characters. Is this guy, is he kind of cool to get into? Could you get into him quick if you needed to?
Yeah, I mean, he you know, it's always fun to play a cocky guy, and yeah, it was a cocky guy who's not that smart. You know, that's a fun combination.
Potentially watching us this morning is Darryl Waltrip. Did you pattern any of your, is Ricky Bobby really Darryl Waltrip?
It's all based on Daryl, a little bit of Michael, and their long lost brother Phil Waltrip, who's actually the best driver of the three of them.
I guess the part that almost was a scene stealer for you was the French guy.
Yeah,
funny.
Yeah. Sasha.
French guys are funny anyway.
It's always good to have a French guy in a movie if you can do it.
If you can get him in.
But yeah, he's Sacha Baron Cohen plays Jean Girard, who's this French Formula One driver who comes into our world and kind of shakes it up. Yeah, and he was great.
Was that always part of the story, or did that kind of come in a little later?
No, that was always part of the story, that we were just kind of like sitting back and going, what would be the biggest disruption to, you know, Ricky and his buddies, and you know, especially for NASCAR. And it's actually kind of it's funny that we were in Chicago at one of the races, and they just announced that Carlos Montoya is going to start, you know, working out with a NASCAR team. So it's happening. Formula One is invading NASCAR.
That's sinful.
Yeah, it is. It is.
For you, I mean, you know, in comedy, I know it's you know, it's all about the mood, and there's some days you probably don't feel like being funny. But with your stuff, it's not so much about you, is it? It really is what's on the page. It really, you're sticking to what you're doing, then you add to it, as opposed to just seeing how you feel today and let's try to make that bigger or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, you know, we write these things. I mean, we actually kind of improvise as we write. My buddy Adam McKay and we did Anchorman together, and we just set it up. You know, we make sure we have a great structure, and then we usually like to try to mess around with it on the day. So, you know, and once I'm in character, it's always easy to access that way. Yeah.
Are there characters that you like? I know you get this question a lot, so what is it? Are there people that you enjoy that you go back to? Like, I'll see Alex Trebek occasionally, which happens to be very funny to me. Right. And I liked the Anchorman guy. I liked Ron. I saw him the other day in a movie, and I laughed again at that. Are there people that you feel fondly about, past characters?
Yeah. I mean, I think if you're kind of putting your heart and soul into everything, it's hard to not feel fond about, you know, everything that you do, you know, when you look back. And so I've got a lot of favorites. It's hard to.
Did you like the Anchorman guy? He
was
fun to be, wasn't he?
Yeah. That's kind of near and dear to my heart. You know, just because there's that was kind of a struggle to get that made, and people at first maybe didn't get it, and now we're hearing, you know, people are watching it like 5 and 6 and 7 times and that sort of thing.
So as someone who didn't really know much about NASCAR, what's the secret of it? You have the secret ingredient, like the secret ingredient for Coke? What is it?
Well, I actually got the secret ingredient for Coke from those Pepsi guys, so I have that.
Good. Well, we'll get that after.
So we'll get that after. Yeah, I don't want to release it here. You know, the secret. I mean, the secret about NASCAR is, you know, if you've gone to a race, it's just the epic nature of these events. You know, the scale of it is just grand.
It's a Rose Bowl parade.
Yeah, it really is. It's like I was kind of describing it as like a miniature Super Bowl. You know, every weekend at wherever you are in the country on that, you know, particular day, it's just this huge event.
Was that kind of cool for you to be around some of that and look at all these people?
Yeah.
And even though they knew that you weren't supposed to be there, it was still fun. Hey, that's Will Ferrell.
It was thrilling. It's thrilling because you don't get an audience when you film, and we really added to the momentum of what we were doing. And we had certain situations where we had a 20-minute window to go get one shot.
Yeah.
So you'd get like 4 takes. You have to run out there, set up, and then get everything out of the way so that the cars wouldn't hit you.
I think, you know, I was in an interview watching you earlier this morning, and there's the one question that comes up in every interview. You know what it is. And is there some point when you get to be 90 years old? Yeah, I was out there in my underwear. I mean, that is funny how people do key on that. And how many movies have you been in your underwear? 2? More?
I think just 2. Yeah.
Tommy Brothers, they ever get in their underwear? I don't remember, but I mean,
we were. I was in a
Speedo.
Speedo.
That's 3.
Okay, 3.
Because those old school was in your. I mean,
yeah.
There's almost has to be the underwear scene now. Doesn't it?
Well, yes and no. I mean, it actually.
It's funny.
It's
And one woman said you were cute today. So.
see, that was the first time I ever heard that. So I can put
Well, I
that.
won't say what I thought. I thought you were beautiful. A beautiful man.
Did you get nauseous?
I know, it was
No,
just
okay.
shocking to me. It's
Yeah.
just always cover, your eye thing. I'm always afraid it might become a style, and I'll have to get in my underwear. You'll start some big trend.
Well, I know it's big in Atlanta.
It
Run
is.
around here.
Underwear's big at my house
Yeah,
in general.
good,
But that's
good.
another story like coat that we won't do. So for you, this was a big success, and we think a lot of people are. You got to be nervous, but you're excited about it too, aren't you?
Yeah,
This-
both. I mean, if you're in comedy long enough, you never take anything for granted, and it's all just an educated guess, at best. But we have a good feeling. We have a good feeling about this
And
one.
your daddy was a musician, so a lot
Yeah.
of people, and you didn't rub off on you even a bit. He played with the Righteous Brothers, and you just basically are talentless when it comes
Right.
to musical.
I'm well. I can kind of carry a tune a little bit, and yeah, my musical career was from 6th to 8th grade. That was it, and then
But we did start off in the same career together, and that's where it split.
Right.
We were both PA announcers at school. That's where our first
Exactly.
thing I ever did. First
Okay.
thing you ever did. I announced Carson on the Carson show. I announced that he was going to have Tiny Tim's wedding. That was one of my first big announcements.
Oh,
I
wow.
wrote the script and
Huh.
started announcing other things on
Yeah,
the PA, which
yeah.
got to be big.
that was my first
It's a
gig.
great career. It was
Yeah,
helpful to me.
well.
Thank you. All right.
All right.
No, I got in there and started breaking the script after I did it for a few weeks.
Yeah.
Everybody.